I wanted to talk a little bit about 2023. It's New Year's Eve right now, and that's the perfect time to take a step back and think about how the year went and how next year can be better. And that is the crux of the issue, is that in 2022, when I quit my job and went full-time indie development, it was one of the best years of my life. And in the last 10 years, since I graduated high school, I've had this kind of this drive to make every year better and better and better. Whether that was getting a new job, learning some new skills, getting a new hobby, becoming closer with my friends and family, getting a house, becoming sober a couple of years ago. Each step was toward a better version of myself. And that didn't happen this year. And frankly, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself that 2023 didn't build upon 2022. There was a lot that went very well in 2023. I held a job the whole year, which is not a given. There's a lot of layoffs that happen across the economies. I was still able to pay all my bills. I'm still in a very loving relationship with my partner. She and I have 2 amazing cats. I'm healthy, my family's healthy, and I'm grateful for all of those things. But from a personal level, this year kind of sucked. I got stressed out for my job a lot. I had moments where I kind of just stopped doing game development altogether. I had some struggles with my own mental health, just kind of feeling motivated and wanting to get out of bed in the morning. Overall, if I look back at the last year, is not any better than 2022. And I think that is largely because I have a full-time job. A job inherently means that you're going to be spending your time doing something you probably don't want to do in exchange for some money, which for me, after 2022, where I was fully independent, fully self-employed, working on games or Twitch or YouTube or my Discord, whatever I was doing, it was always what I wanted to do. And flipping that switch into a full-time job fundamentally blows. It sucks. I don't like it. And I think the big issue is how I'm spending my time. Now, I've done the New Year's resolutions. I've done years where I try to do a ton in January. Heck, becoming sober was a year-long challenge to myself to see what it was like to not drink alcohol. And turned out it was a great life choice, and I stuck with it. But I think this year, how I want to approach 2024 to make sure it is better than 2023 and 2022 and all the years before, right? I want it to become the best year of my life. And I think the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to choose how I invest my time. And so I wrote down 4 little things on this little note here. In 2024, I will invest my time in 1, my game dev journey. I just kind of reawakened some game dev in me. Over the last 2 months, I've been struggling with my mental health, with my job in the background, and just not really taking care of myself and kind of giving into like playing a lot more video games and things like that. And so game dev took a backseat. And now I am starting to do it again. And it really brings me a lot of joy, and it helps me be creative and give me this amazing outlet. And so I want to invest a lot of my time in 2024 into game dev again. And that might involve quitting my job again. As I've been thinking in the last few weeks, kind of looking at numbers and stuff like that, it could happen. There's a non-0% chance that in 2024 I quit my job again and really dive back into full-time indie game development again, but with the real backbone of the goal being to make it something sustainable, that it isn't just I saved up enough to fund myself, and when the funding runs out, it's done. I would like it to be a self-sustaining positive feedback loop where maybe I'm not making a lot of money, but it would be really cool if I could take and say, I've saved up enough time for a year, but if I can make that a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years of this, that's the goal. That's the goal of the next jump, is that I go into it with a plan, with a strategy. In order to enable that, I need to be investing time, as much time as I can, really, into game development so I can, at any moment, feel confident enough to make that leap. Now, if you're thinking of making a leap like quitting your job and going into full-time game dev, let me tell you, you're never going to feel ready. But there is a level of, I think I can do it, that you need to reach. And that's going to be different for everybody. Your own risk tolerance will be different. And for me, it's going to really be that balance between how much my job is impacting my own mental health and my energy and my ability to invest time in game dev versus kind of the flip of the coin being how much money I'm getting from that job. That's number one. I want to invest time into game dev. Number two, I want to invest time into my community here on YouTube and Discord. So I'm kind of revamping Discord right now. There's probably a link below in the description. You can go join that. But I also want to continue making YouTube videos where I'm sharing my journey. And that's part of this video here. I love editing. I love the creative process of storytelling. I love sharing my journey with you. And I love seeing people say, your videos have inspired me to do X, Y, and Z. It's why I got into it. I've watched DevDuck, I've watched Brackies, I've watched Quill18. I've watched a bunch of different creators talk about their journeys in game development that have inspired me and gotten me to where I am today. And that's all I want to do. I want to kind of pay that forward and try to inspire you to do crazy stuff like quitting your job, making a game, getting it on Steam, and just getting to explore the fun that is that creative journey of game development. The third thing on my list is I want to invest time in my friends and family. That's something I didn't do very well in 2022. I kind of got heads down when I was a full-time indie dev. I got heads down and just focusing on making games and exploring games and doing Twitch streams and making YouTube videos, and all that stuff was really fun, but I kind of shelved a lot of my friend and family time, and I kind of regret that a bit. And so I want to continue to do that here. And that might be just playing video games with friends. I've been playing a lot more games with friends recently, and that could be that my video game time, instead of just sucking away time endlessly, I use that as my social outlet. And the fourth and final piece that I want to invest time into is myself. Straight up, taking care of myself mentally, physically, and kind of just emotionally, making sure I'm in touch with myself every step of the way. I know that is when I've been the most successful, is when I'm paying attention to how do I feel. I wake up in the morning and what is the dread, kind of really trying to sit with those emotions. And I think a lot of the times I push that stuff away by watching YouTube videos or playing games or, just doing different things that distract your brain from actually thinking about it. So trying to give myself the time to reflect upon that. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I've had success in this journal over here, which has more pages than I thought filled out in it. It could be writing that more often. It could just be trying to go for a little bit of a walk with no sort of stimulation. I do know it's going to involve eating healthy. I do know it's going to involve working out. I do know it's going to involve some sort of mindfulness, and I don't know what that really looks like. Again, I'm going to invest time in game dev journey, my community, friends and family, and myself. I hope you have a wonderful start to your new year. I hope you think a little bit critically about how you can make that a better year. And if anything, I hope you're just trying to live the best life possible for you in this given moment. I'm Aramis. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.